Hey y'all, how you doing? Valerie here. Let me tell you, I'm having a hard time getting started today because it's a hot one. I am dripping the sweat already, and I haven't even really started planting anything. All I've done is gathered supplies. The sun, whenever it's behind the clouds, is less intense than it was yesterday, but that's only because it's behind the clouds. When it comes out, it's pretty strong. The breeze feels nice, but it's just really hot, and it's making it hard for me to get up and actually get started. We are supposed to have thunderstorms today, and those could develop at any time, so once again I'm going to record what I can. I think that they're more for this evening. That's why I'm wanting to get out now, is before any major rain starts, because yesterday when it started, which is the last video you guys watched, it might not have been put up yesterday, but it's the last video before this one. When that rain started, it lasted for a good 2 hours, so I wanted to get out here and get some stuff done just in case whenever it starts raining, it doesn't stop. It's really nice for me because it thoroughly waters everything in that I'm planting, and that's when I like to plant out if I can, and I've just been fortunate enough this year that there's been enough intermittent rain that even though I am behind, I am still able to get stuff in the ground and have the rain water it. And honestly, that is why I mulch everything, is because once my plants get outside, with a few exceptions, it's survival of the fittest. I literally don't water. I mean, I have done rescue waters in the past when we've been in drought, but that's rare. Because even in times of drought, as long as I have mulched everything, because we have this kind of clay type soil, things stay wet longer than they would otherwise. Now, if I don't have it mulched, it dries out real quick. At least the top layer does. And it starts to crack. So, it's got positive and negatives, but considering it did rain last night, this ground that I'm planting in should be good and wet. And that's also a plus. Planting into wet ground whenever you're planting new plants is always a good thing. A lot of these things that I'm going to be planting today, ooh, there's that sun. A lot of the things I'm going to be planting today are mass sown, and I never got them potted up. So for the things that are mass sown, I will be using the clump planting method. I think I showed you that on one of my previous videos. But it's where you take a small clump of plants and plant them together, because it is less stressful to their roots than if you dig out every single individual plant, especially after they've been together this long. So it disturbs the root less, and it also ensures that some of them will survive, so that way you don't have big holes in your garden. It's rare when I do mass planting that I lose every single thing, but sometimes whenever I've had them in a pot too long and they were root bound and I've taken all the roots apart, I have had times where I've lost most of my plants doing it that way. So it does make it to where maybe they're not going to get as tall as they would, but it's worth it to have them survive. Sometimes, though, it doesn't even affect the plant that it's mass planted. And whenever I do mass plant, I space my plants a little further apart than I would if I were planting just one single plant. So that, because there's more, they need more nutrition and they need more room to spread. So I do plant them slightly further apart if I'm mass planting, or if I'm chunk planting or clump planting. So I kind of just wanted to get on here and say that. I forgot to charge my camera last night, so I hope I have enough battery to do everything that I want to do today. I'm going to, I guess, jump off of here and get my plants out of the wagon. And then after that, I'm going to set down some hay. So the next thing you'll probably see is me laying down some hay. And then I'm going to plant into that. And as I'm planting each plant, I will come back on here and tell you what I'm planting. I think that that's just going to be the easiest way to go about filming this, because I do have some things that are just odds and ends. I've got a few things that are just like one of this, two of that. Let me jump off of here and get my plants out of the wagon and bring them near where I'm going to be planting and get you set up, and then I'll start putting hay down.
Don't ever fear to be the fool. Life is just not that serious. If you get to thinking you're too cool.
And just like that, it's raining. So I'm going to put my camera up and I'll get y'all back out when I made some progress. It looks like the rain has stopped for now. And I got some trailing rock cress planted and some Bachelor's buttons. And now I'm working on the spinning wheels marigold.
Check yourself, homie, you're delirious. Fear is just a mirror. Dust becomes the hero. I see the end draw nearer. I'll go from 1 to 0, but until I lay me down to rest, I'm speaking my piece with my whole chest. I may not win, but I do my best. Every day, different page, same old.
I'm hearing thunder, but I'm going to keep working until it actually starts raining because it could be in the distance. It might not actually rain here just because I'm hearing thunder.
Test. I'm a rakish rap sky and fair, floating like blunt smoke up in the air, dashing quick with fashion, misfit, laying myself bare, uninvited, I idle by.
So next I'm going to do Gomphrena, and I have a few different types. I have Strawberry Fields, just the Globiosa mix, Pink Carmine, Atomic Purple, and Salmon. So I'm just going to go ahead and plant them in no particular order, and then I'll move on to the next plant.
Sliding sideways while flying blind, pining for a sign that the time to shine finally might arise. A time to set aside the disguise in which I hide my eyes, to reprise the fire that climbs up from deep inside. I piloted a riotous ride, designed for the mission to find blinded third eyes to pry wide minds to unwind.
That thunder is getting loud and all the clouds around me are dark. I think I'm feeling some sprinkles. So I'm going to go ahead and put you up, and then after it rains or sometime later this evening, I will come out and just give you a tour of everything I got done, because even if it starts to rain, I'm going to keep working. All right, I'll see you in a bit to show you what all got planted. Yep, that's definitely rain. All right, I'll see you in a second. It's been raining pretty much off and on this whole time, and the sun's out right now, but there's thunder rumbling in the background. I'm finished my planting, so I'm going to turn around here and kind of just show you what all got planted today. So in this first row, I have trailing rock cress. I have spinning wheels marigolds. Then I have Gomphrena. Then I have Craspedia or Billy Buttons. Then I've got some Pacific Beauty, Pacific something, Statice. Let me see if I can find the tag real quick. There it is. Just Pacific mix. So this is Statice Pacific mix. There was a lot of that. Then I have some, right at the top here, there's a couple of ping pong scabiosa, and the rest is a mix I got in the seed trade, and it's Fama White and Black Knight. And then on the very end is some variegated lunaria or money plant. And then I had to do a small row here. And on the front of this, I've got Apricot Beauty, Aster, and Blue Pom Pom Aster. And then right there is cotton. I know I've said this before, but if you're going to plant cotton, make sure that it's not illegal to do so in your state, because some states it's illegal for a home gardener to plant cotton. Now, I I got this cotton out of a seed swap, so I think it's just white cotton. It has been a lot to be out here today because when that sun comes out, it's so hot. And the rain's been lasting for maybe 5 to 10 minutes at a time, and then it gets sunny, and then it rains again, and then it gets sunny. And I hear thunder rumbling, so I think that it's going to start raining again soon. So I just kind of wanted to show you what all I got done. I know it doesn't look like much, but it was hours of my life, so it was a lot more than what it looks like. I'm dripping sweat, and I have drank so many bottles, like 3 bottles of water since I've been out here. So I'm just glad I remembered to bring it, because otherwise I'd be dying. I'm already dying. I'm so glad to finally have those annuals in the ground. They were just weighing on me because there were so many of them, and I know that they just need to get in the ground so they have a chance to bloom this year. And having that done it brings me a little bit of inner peace. I'm not so stressed out as I was. I still do have a few things down there to plant that are annuals, but they're going in other places. And honestly, I'm glad I had the room up here, because I wasn't quite sure, once I got all my tomatoes planted and all my potatoes planted and all that, that I would actually have room for the annuals. But I've managed to stuff them all in here, so that's a good thing. Hopefully I get some flowers midsummer and into the fall. That'd be awesome, considering all the blood, sweat, and tears literally that I've put into it. All right, I'm going to call it a day. I'm going to drink the last little bit of this water I have with me, and then I'm going to grab my stuff and go sit down and cool off before I have to start dinner, because that's usually the way it is. I'm usually out here working until just about time for me to start dinner. Not quite. Oh, thank goodness. That sun went behind the clouds for a second, and it's much needed relief. The sun's very intense today. All right, y'all. Thank you for hanging out with me. I truly appreciate it. I will see you on the next one. Bye.